Okay, everybody, we're going to do some quick work over the next couple of days to get some good knowledge about how to format and make these Excel spreadsheets look good. Okay, but first thing you need to do is go to the Google Classroom and download the E04, E05, and E06 tries. Okay, as always, tries are the files that we follow along with in the book, and we do the thing that the book demands of us. And you need to download those so that you can follow along with the exercise today. Okay, so go ahead and go to the stream, open those files up, download. If you're pressed for time, you can just go ahead and download E04 try right now. Okay? If you want to go in the book and follow along, the first page of lesson 4 is on page 379. Page 379 in the book. Talks about worksheet formatting. Formatting is the fancy name that we give the colors and lines and stuff like that that we use to make this pretty. Okay? If you want to make your spreadsheet stand out a little bit, if you want to be able to see the things that are labels as labels and the numbers as numbers, so to speak, you can go ahead and put down some extra colors and fanciness, and it's beautiful and lovely, and then you can actually see what you're supposed to see in the way that you're supposed to see it. Okay? That's called formatting. Colors, styles, all that good stuff, it's all formatting. Okay? The things that are the numbers in Excel, the numbers are called data. Okay? The numbers and words and stuff like that, it's data. The words especially are labels. Okay? The numbers are data. Okay? Now, to use a theme is to basically set up a particular color pattern and font style and all that stuff, okay? Just like in Word. It's a little bit more important for the colors and stuff like that than Word, though, because it definitely changes which colors are used where. For example, your color palette. Everybody take a look at your buckets. I'm going to go ahead and start presenting this side screen here. Okay, when you look at your color palette with the bucket with the drop-down menu, these first 4 colors right here, these are your text colors and background colors. Okay, text and background colors are right here, and they're mostly just white and black and versions of gray and stuff like that. But these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, these next 6 colors right here, these are your theme colors. Okay. And if I make my spreadsheet have a certain color, that is a theme color up here in the theme color section. If I use one of these 6 theme colors, and then I go to page layout. Come on, page layout, let's go. Oh, come on, Excel. Start responding. And I go to themes, and I change it. Notice what happens. Not only do the words, the fonts, all that stuff change, but the colors that I'm using, you can see the color bar right here. The 6 colors that you're using in the theme change. Okay? So the first color in slice is different than the first color in retrospect. Okay, so when you use that color bucket and you use one of these theme colors up here, you are basically saying whatever the theme is, I want color number 1 to be the color that fills in these cells. Okay? If you change themes, you will change the colors that are being used. Okay? So be careful with that. Okay? Your carefully selected group of colors might actually not be the color that you need if you change the theme later on. You got to be real careful with that. And as always, if you go ahead and look at a color, you highlight something, and then you use the color bucket, but you haven't quite clicked it yet, you can use the live preview to see what it might look like should you make this change. Okay, that's called live preview. All right, so let's go. And we're going to choose a theme. Real quick, right off the bat, we're going to choose a theme, okay? So, in case you were forgetting from last week, step 4 does say to insert a header. We're not going to worry about that too much. Just remember that you go to the page layout view, and then that gives you access to the 3 header cells. Okay, but if you want to go back, you can't. You can't. Not until you click back off of the header back into the main area, and then you can click into the normal view and go back. Okay, so page layout view, header areas, clicking in, typing stuff, click back down into the main area, normal view, right back to where you were. Okay, all right, on the page layout tab, come up here to the page layout tab, clicky, clicky. Okay, there's a themes button here. Okay. We're going to go to Integral. Click to get the drop-down menu. Go 2 spots over and go for the Integral. Click it. Okay. I don't know about this one. Let's choose a different one. Slice. Drop down again. Slice. Bless you. All right, that's fine. Okay, now, occasionally, you will find that when you change your theme, you change the font, you change the size of the letters, and therefore you make stuff screwy. Okay, for example, you can kind of see that the chocolate almond bars, that C, check it out, that C is a little bit cut off. That means that this cell is a little bit too small to handle those now. So how do we readjust to fix things to make them better? Go to the bar that you, go to this column that you want to make a change to. Go to the right-hand side of the column, double-click, and that automatically adjusts the width to fit the biggest items in the column. Okay. Another way to do that is to go to the Home tab, go to Format, and then go to Auto Fit Column Width. Okay. That is the much longer way of doing it. I personally just prefer to double click on a column width and it automatically adjusts itself. Okay? Now for C and for E, that might need to be done as well. Column E might need a little double click action too. Okay? Now, B2 all the way to F2. Okay, B2 to F2. Highlight, select B2 to F2. Okay. Let's do fill color here. That's the bucket. Okay. Go to red accent 6. Should be the last one in the row here. Accent 6 is the last of the accented colors. Okay. Now, a little too dark. Go down a little bit. How about lighter 40, the middle one? That seems nice. Still pretty red, not too pink. That's a nice color. All right, now, F13. This weekly total line down here, F13, the weekly total line. Okay? Go ahead and give me green color, standard color green. Now, notice that there is a light green and then a regular green. You want regular green. Now, the deal with these standard colors is they do not change. Standard colors are always going to be the same color. Okay? Observe. I'm going to go to the page layout tab. I'm going to go to themes, and I'm going to look around. Notice that my bar at the top on line 2 changes color because we are changing which color is accent 6. But that green color down at the bottom, always green because you selected standard green. Okay? That is a thing to remember. Standard colors stay the same. Theme colors might change if you select a different theme. Okay? All right, moving on down, page 381 in the book. Okay, you can see that this is the bucket fill. That is the color selector, and the theme colors are here. And these are the ones that will change if you select a different theme. The standard colors are here. These are the ones that will not change ever, unless you go and change the color itself. Okay, now cell styles are kind of the same thing. Themes contain a coordinated set of color fonts and other elements called cell styles. Cell styles in a theme include various styles you can apply to a column heading and totals and title rows and all kinds of good stuff like that. If you apply any of the title heading or themed cell styles, the cells using that styles will update automatically if you change themes. Okay, you can also apply cell styles that aren't changed if you change themes, such as formats you might use to highlight good or bad values, a warning, or a note. Okay, so you can actually make these like, for example, if you do a what's called a conditional formatting, and you set certain color rules to do something whenever this number is greater than like 25 or 500 or something, that one will not necessarily change whenever you have a issue with like a theme color. Okay, all right. Now, cell styles. Let's see. Drag over the range B4 to F4. B4 to F4. That's this set of labels right here. Okay, Home tab, Styles group. Here is the Styles group. Okay, click the Cell Styles button if you need to get this drop-down menu. Okay, or click the More button if you are widescreened. If you are widescreened, the Cell Styles area is spread out some more, and you can just use the drop-down menu here to get the same effect. Okay. Now, what shall we do with these themes? In the second column under the theme cell, move your mouse pointer to the 60% accent 2 choice. Okay? 60% accent 2. That would be this hideously colored pink thing right here. Okay? Let's go ahead and click on that one. And once again, because it's a theme color, if you change themes, this will have a different color. You change the theme to it. Okay, now E13 to F13. That's these two right here. Okay, click Cell Styles, click More, and then use the total cell style. Okay, right here. Total headings and title and headings. Here's the total cell style. Now, you made a change to the fill color on F13. But this total cell style right here, you might say it has an agnostic background color to it. It does not change the background color. Therefore, if you have a background color in there, it won't change. Okay? It'll stay the same. Okay? So if a style doesn't care about some function of your styling, then it won't change it. But if it says, hey, I'm going to put double underlines underneath here, and you had a single underline, well, then it's going to get rewritten as a double underline. You got it? So this one didn't have a background color. It stays not having a background color because the total cell style doesn't care. This one did have a background color. Total cell style doesn't care. So it just left it that way. Okay? Pretty simple, pretty easy stuff when you think about it. All right. Moving on to in the book, page 382. Okay. Yeah, it says here in the checkbox, notice that the standard color you copied to cell F13 doesn't change when you apply the cell style. That's because the cell style in total does not have a background color setting. All right. Now, any new changes to this, we're going to have to make sure that we got enough room for all the things that are in there. So on B, E, and F, Okay, E looks like it's a little bit too close now. Double click, spreads it out a little bit. F, is F okay? F's fine. D, that's not, let's not do D. That's a little too close. C column, C column's fine. B column, all right, good. Yeah, just double click those right edges to make sure that everything fits nicely on some of the ones that are a little bit too tight. Okay. Now, fonts basically the same as Excel. I'm sorry, Word. Fonts are basically the same thing to do as Word. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to B2. That's where you got the art club candy sale stuff. Go ahead and go and change that in the fonts to, let's say, Arial Black. Okay, pretty simple, pretty easy. Make it 24 points, same way you did last time. Either go down the drop-down list or use these up and down arrows until you get to the right spot. Okay, same as Word. Same as Word, except for the fact that you don't actually have to click or select any particular, like in Word, you would have to like select what words you wanted to make the change to, right? But in Excel, you can just click this. You can just click this cell, and then you can just start making changes to it, and it'll affect the things in the cell. Now, a thing that you can do. Everybody, go up here real quick. Click on B2. Go into your formula bar. Highlight sale. This is off the reservation here a little bit. It's not in the instructions. Go to this formula bar and highlight the word sale, and then you can actually change it, that particular word. Okay? I changed the font size of the word sale, and only like by highlighting the word sale in the formula bar and making a change there. Okay? And that made the word sale only bigger. Now, Control Z on that bad boy. Okay? Get back out of that. That's unnecessary. I was just showing you that if you selected something in the middle on the formula bar, you can actually change that particular thing. Like I just made the word club. I highlighted the word club. I turned the font color to white, and now the word club is in white. Okay, so individual things can be picked up, changed, mutilated, stuff like that, if you do it in the formula bar. Okay, but normally you just click on the cell itself, and then you can make changes that way. All right. Now, merging and centering. We're all pretty familiar with merging and centering. B2 all the way to F2, please. B2 to F2. Now, if you are in a smaller size box version of your Excel program, you'll see that a lot of the things that have words, they get shrinky-dinked down to their little symbols. Okay, so if you are looking for the merge and center while you are in a size of Excel like this, then it's this little box right here. Okay, otherwise look for the words merge and center, and then you can click it, and then bada bing, all those little boxes become one big box, and the words center in the middle of that box. Okay. Now B13 to E13. B13 to E13. Highlight that area. Select those cells. B13 all the way to weekly total. Okay. Now, there is merge and center, but there's also a drop-down menu for merge and center. Okay, and you can select to just merge cells. Okay. Now, if you click on merge cells, guess what? It acts like a normal cell. Okay, if you got left-handed alignment, it stays left-handed alignment. If you've got right-handed alignment, it'll stay right-handed alignment. Now, if you want to change that back to merge and centered, you can click on the centering here and put it there. Or you can make it left. Okay, you can do whatever you want. I'm flexible on this one. Okay. All right, now number formats. Whenever you're doing numbers, it's important to make sure that you are using the right number format. if you are talking about the units, like how many of something, do you want to use dollars? No. Like I have sold 17 units. Should this say $17? No, it should not. But this says price, and price should definitely have dollar signs. And it should also not say 2.5. It should say 2.50 and stuff like that, okay? Now there's two types of dollar sign stuff. There's the accounting format, where the dollar sign will be over here on the left-hand side, and the currency format where the dollar sign will be right next to the numbers. Okay, so accounting format, dollar sign is over here. Currency format, dollar sign is close to the numbers. Okay, let's try that out. Scroll on down to page 385 in the book. Okay, select cell F5. Okay, cell F5. We're going to go ahead and click on the accounting number format thing. All right, and it's going to apply the dollar sign to that figure. Okay, now go to D5. Now up here it says General. You can actually use the drop-down menu to get the currency format, which, like I said, the dollar sign is close to the numbers. There you go. Now notice the difference. This is currency format, dollar sign is close. This is accounting format, dollar sign is far away, it's on the left-hand side. Okay. Do you know why I came up with a personal theory? Do you guys know why I think it's that way? When you're doing accounting and spreadsheets, when you're like writing stuff out by hand like they did back in ye old days, think about this. If you put the dollar sign right next to the money, if like right next to the numbers, and you had to change it, you had to erase everything, right? Like if you went from $900 to $1,000, you would have to erase all of the numbers, and then you would have to erase the dollar sign as well. And then you would have to rewrite the dollar sign and then write in the numbers, correct? Well, what if you just put the dollar sign way over to the left-hand side? Would you always have to erase it? No, right? So that's why accountants used to put the dollar sign on the left-hand side. That way they didn't have to erase it if they didn't need to. They would just redo the numbers all the time. And then we would know it's a dollar figure because the dollar sign would be there. It's just that we just don't have to erase it every single time we change something. Okay? Makes sense. That's what I think anyway. All right. Let's see. La, la, la. All right. Step 5. Drag over the cell range D6 to D12. D6 to D12. Okay. And once again, go to the format. Go to currency. Okay, F6 to F13, all the way down to the green box. All the way down to the green box. Go ahead and do accounting number format again. Use this dollar sign here. You can also go and drop down menu for the general, and you can go accounting style there as well. But it's like you can just like do it the easy way and just click on the dollar sign here. Okay? Super simple, super easy. Okay? Now, go to E5 to E12. That's the numbers sold column. Now, one of the things that you can do if you really need to is you can use these buttons here to increase and decrease the amount of decimals. Okay? That's just decimals. It's like it's not multiplying. It's like that's just like decimal numbers. Especially if you've got something where it's like you want to be more or less precise. You want to give it some more room to work with. Okay? You can increase and decrease the decimals there. Okay? Go ahead and put it back down to like no decimal places. That's fine. Now notice that when you go down to no decimal places and there's no more decimals, oh, it tells you, hey, stop that. All right. That's lesson 4. A quick formatting lesson. Okay? Now, open up E05 try. You can save this if you want to. I don't care. Open up E05 try. Download that one if necessary. Okay. Now, Dates are a little bit different. There are a lot of different versions of dates. Dates are actually numeric format. Everybody pay attention to me right now. Dates in the Excel program are actually numbers. And you can use the Excel program to calculate dates down the list, down the line. Like, let's say, for example, you know that a process is going to take 3 days. Okay? You can drop in a date. Okay, you can drop a date into something, and then you can have another formula later on that says, hey, take that date plus 3. Okay, I made a formula that says take this date in this box here and add 3 days to it. And you can see that this date, 125, and 3 days from now, it's going to be 128. Okay, that's because these values are numbers. And if you don't believe me, watch. I'm going to change the format to general. Take a look. 44,221.41637. That is what today's date is. Now, you may ask yourself, that doesn't make sense. Why is that date a number? Okay. Do you guys want to know what the secret is? There's something called Unix time and stuff like that, where computers have been using like certain points in the world, like certain points in the time frame, where it's like they count from this point forward. Okay, this date that you see right here, 44,221. That is how many days it has been since midnight on January 1st of the year 1900. So 120 years ago, January 1st, that's how many days ago it was. Now, the decimal part is how many hours it has been. Think about this. It is now 10 o'clock. Okay? It is now 10 o'clock. How many hours in the day are there? 24, correct. How many is half of that? Okay. What is the decimal version of half? 0.5, that is correct. Think about it. 0.41. That's close to half, right? Half would be noon. What time is it now? 10 o'clock. Oh, so it's a little bit less than half. So it's 0.41. Oh. Yeah. When it comes back to being noon, if you look at this value, if you redo this value at noon, it will say 0.5. Okay, you see how that works? So this value that is translated into a date is actually a number that can have calculations done on it. Okay? It's just translating that number into something that you, human brain, can figure out. Okay? All right, so dates can be used whenever you need to indicate the timing of something. You can use dates. You can have it have dates and times. As you can have just time. It really depends on how you want to format things and make them look the way that they need to look. Okay, so get the E05 try open. Okay, we're going to skip the doing the header part. Click on cell C3. C3. Okay. Report date. When are we going to receive these? When did we make this report? Okay, that is very important to know sometimes, because you need to know how old this data is occasionally. Okay, if it's 5 days old and you're wondering about what came into the warehouse, it's like, hey, is this really good information? Because we probably had some stuff happen over this week. All right. Holy smokes, it looks like we're out of time for today, guys. All right. So close this up. We will be doing more work later on. We will get some more of this formatting type information, things that we are doing here, this date changing and all that good stuff. We will get that handled tomorrow. We'll learn some new things. We'll get through chapter 6, and then we'll do some work and we will make that happen, Captain. All right, so hope you guys had a good day, and we will now sign off and clean up in the classroom. Okay, talk to you all later. Bye.